Hello, welcome to the fourth dimension. My name is Maria. I am your Sherpa for this read. A Sherpa is just a trusted guide. That's it. We've been on the path a few times where we know where to stand and where to step so we don't hit a landmine or landmine. And that being said, I am offering a weekly review. So if you found me, even if you don't have the zodiac sign in your chart, you more than likely have a message here for you. This reading is for Taurus. Taurus, I'm going to pull a couple of cards out for y'all for this week. A snapshot at the vibe that you're dealing with, and then several, 10 to be exact, tarot cards from the Rider-Waite deck. This is for Taurus, March 24th through the 30th. Oof. Yikes. And then I'm going to use a smaller Rider-Waite deck to clarify. Bottom of the deck, you have Judgment. So Judgment is coming in. It's going to be tough. So it's going to be a tough week for you, Taurus. A couple things. I have the two oracle overview I want to go over prior to reading your detail. From the Message of Love oracle deck, you might be looking at escape. I left when things got hard. So you might be dealing with, I get a spouse. It could be also a long-term commitment. Somebody you care about didn't handle the problems, I guess, that you were struggling with, and they weren't willing to face it, so they chose to run away. And they could be emotionally running away or shutting down or ghosting you or blocking you, but they're not communicating and they have very little interest to exploring their feelings or getting in touch with them. That is the general vibe I get off the card. And then this one's about intimacy, sending, sensual, and like, I also get, it's confiding. But I also get like, there's a conflict with your intimacy. So you might be struggling with somebody who has issues with intimacy. That's a little different. That's a little different than maybe just a relationship. This is getting serious. And so they have to step up, Taurus, and be vulnerable and communicate and dig deep. And that might be a whole different level than your partner's ever exhibited before. I haven't even looked at your cards yet, but I get the sense that that's maybe some of the judgment issue is you're sitting back. Not only are you taking another look at this and making a judgment call, but I feel like your spirit tribe, because this is a major arcana directly from the universe, is guiding this, and there might be making a judgment call saying you might not be equally yoked. You might not have that much in common, but you're evaluating this. You're sitting here and you're reviewing it to see if this is something you want to continue to invest in. Right off the top of my head, off that one card. Okay, here we go for Taurus. End of March. We have commitment and abandoned. So somebody, it's kind of crazy. I left out, walked away cold. So this goes right with the escape card. So, and it's about commitment. I can't make it up. These are the first two cards out. Oh, rewind, please. Taurus, I don't know who you're dealing with, but you have somebody who's seriously struggling, or maybe it's you. Take it as it resonates. But I feel like they're challenged with the idea of commitment. And again, right off this first two cards, it's like some people were not raised in healthy environments. That's the best way I can say it. So when you take a child and you leave them in a household full of chaos and noise and lack of structure and fighting and arguing, and they live in that environment for years, they become a recluse and quiet, and it's normalized. The fighting is normalized, the cussing, the anger, all of that. And so when they get into a relationship that's healthy, or they want to try a healthy relationship, and this is probably a big stretch for them, is to be in one, and it's escalating to a higher level of commitment, they might run away. They may not know how to have one without all the drama, the chaos, the fighting, the games, all of it. So when they, in my opinion, abandoned you in this relationship by walking away because it got serious, and you were talking about long-term commitments, they freaked. They didn't know what to do, and they bailed. And so guess what? Here they want to come in and have a conversation. And I find it interesting that these two cards kind of go hand in hand, excuse me. They're both swords. So swords is logic, and it's emotion, and it's intellect. But look at that, they're gonna have it out. So this Queen of Swords, which I believe is you, Taurus, that's my mafia queen, that's what I call her. She's like, come correct, or I'll cut your ear off, and then your elbow, and then your kneecap, and we're gonna sprinkle them all over the state so nobody can find them. That's this lady. So she doesn't mind having a conversation, but she will not tolerate any effery. She won't. She doesn't like it. She won't withstand it. She wants to know who you are, what you're doing, what are we doing here? And I think she's okay if you do walk away, or you're okay if this person walks away from this relationship. You will survive for sure. But if they do come back, you want solid, you want a plan. You want to know where you're going. That's Taurus. You're like, I'm not doing this twice. You're very strong. You have the Knight of Swords. That's somebody wanting to come in and have a conversation with you, with this queen. So it's going to be a fun week, y'all. we have the lunar eclipse tomorrow night, and then on the 8th of April we have the solar eclipse. So it's a very emotional time between these two. And it should be residual for about a week after. So, and we are going into retrograde, so you might be exhibiting or having a lot of conversations with some exes as they come back from your past. Lucky us. And I always laugh because I'm like, alcohol sales will be skyrocketing this week. Okay, so we have some regret, and it says, I wish this never happened, and broken, shattered, heartbroken, and destroyed. Like I said, I believe that somebody is sitting in regret, and I believe you are getting over this heartbreak. Also, this might, for a handful, the vibe, the second vibe I get off this is maybe you have, how do I say this? The brokenness is previous relationships, maybe parent-childhood issues. They're identifying some of these things that they didn't heal correctly, and they're reacting to it. Off this abandonment card is what I'm feeling. Is you might have some of that happening in this conversation of why they ran away and bailed on this relationship. So next two cards I have that define this are, and I'm going to be careful with the, I need to get little fake bikinis on these people, but it's the Lover's card. So this is a major arcana card, and there's two people here that are in their divine nakedness, and but YouTube doesn't like me to show that, so I'm just being fair and reasonable. This person, in my opinion, has regret because they knew that you were a divine counterpart, that you were divinely orchestrated and chosen for each other. This isn't like somebody you met off Tinder or whatever, any kind of app last Tuesday. This is a significant relationship you've invested in, bonded, connected with, spiritually aligned with, magnet, chemistry, that sort of thing. And it's a world. So I believe maybe Taurus, you had put an ending to this. This person knows this. They absolutely know this, which is probably why they're heartbroken and have regret, and you're trying to heal from this as well. So I think they want to come back and they want to have a conversation about revisiting this world. Why do I say that? Because the next two cards in your third line is reunion, and you are talking about boundaries. So I believe they want to come back and reignite this world and start over, and you're going to put some heavy boundaries around this because you're like, I ain't doing that again. If you do choose this person, you have gone into the hermit mode. You have spent time, you have spent a lot of time evaluating this, and I think you've done some internal work. I feel like you have elevated and you've identified what in you needs to change, how you need to communicate and show up, and what you expect from this person to do this. This is you, for sure, Taurus. This person is also guarded and a little hesitant. They're protecting themselves by gathering the swords, and they don't want to get cut. But I feel like you are also gathering the swords, waiting, because you don't trust this person. You feel like the time that you've been apart has just enough time for you to start healing and evaluating what you really want. And this person is, I feel, ashamed as well as regretful, and they want to come back and amend the situation. Here's the issue. While you were healing, I believe several of you had opportunity to clear your mind. Several of you sought through prayer, meditation, counseling, counsel with friends, counsel with wise people. You've explored your feelings, you've talked about it, you grieved over it, you're anxious over it. You thought about everything. And then if they came back, what would you do? What would you say? You had enough time, and you started to heal over this. You started to really repair some of these old wounds that you had of your own abandonment issues, your own commitment problems, all these fears that you might have related to past relationships that didn't work out. You've started exploring some of this. You've spent some time, Taurus, looking at this. And here comes this person who has a fear of detachment, have a fear of commitment, and you have been detached and they want a new beginning. So I feel like you spent some time healing, and this person is now coming back looking for another go. This is exactly what I just said in Tarot. Can't make it up. So this is the Hangman. Somebody spent some time introspective, reviewing it, and they're looking. The actual Hangman is a different perspective, so they actually have to hang upside down to see a different person's perspective, and they're finally doing that. They're connecting the dots and saying, maybe I have a problem with running, and this would hurt me. If somebody did this to me, I would be hurt. Ta-da, that's the feeling. And they want to come back now and give more than what they had done prior. There's only 10 pentacles in Tarot, and they're giving you 6. So they're over giving, where historically maybe they only gave 3 or 4. Now they're giving 6. So that's what they're willing to do. And again, you may not have 10. He might only, or she might only have 6 to give. And that's what they're saying, is they have more to give than they usually have, or they found a way. Let's put it that way. They're going to dig deep and selflessly give. Last 2, you got a gossip card and escaping in the reverse. Oh, that's interesting, because your overall vibe was escape, right? And now you have it in the reverse. So somebody, and I feel like the gossip is maybe outside parties have influenced this person. It could have been, and I had this in the last read, so if you're dealing with a water sign, let's see, I think it was Cancer, that was an influence of theirs, is family and outside family and friends, people's opinions, and they're in their ear talking, and it was really toxic. It's not necessarily about you, but it is about your values, and that might be where we are with the difference, is somebody was maybe not in alignment with what you believe in, and this person may party, or they might be foolish with money, I don't know, and it was a threat to their friends, I think, and their lifestyle. So that's what I feel like this gossip card is about, but they're not escaping it anymore. I think they too have also taken a minute to look back. Actually, I think it was Gemini. They've taken a minute to look back at their part and why they are influenced by outside people. It's like turning all your decisions over to your family or your friends. And for them, I feel like it was a self-esteem issue, that they didn't trust their own intuition. They didn't listen. They weren't even awake yet to identify several of their problems, and they were doing it again and again. So this is what they're running into. I think they had a Tower moment. And the Tower moment is change, where they recognize that they cannot do this ever again. The foundation is broken. These people are jumping out of this tower. They don't want to do this again. And they recognize that they have had like an eye-opening. I believe that that's what the card means. I'm going to clarify with my smaller right deck, because I'm very nosy. But I do believe that's the challenge is that they're facing, is change or don't come back. And Taurus, I think that initial card with the Queen of Swords with the Knight of Swords is pretty clear. Is I'm not going to tolerate any of this. No. Come back, don't come back, I don't care, but you're not coming back the way you left. That's for sure. That's the feeling I get. Okay, so clarifying this, quite a few. Whew, all right. They sat in a space of meditation. They have identified like respite and recharge and abundance. Abundance is more like answers. So they're trying to get the right answer to come back. Again, as Spirit's like, I already told you this, but hey, okay, Maria, I'll give it to you again. So it's the Five of Swords. It's the same card in your read. Is they're gonna spend a minute to reflect, and quite frankly, they're anticipating an argument. They're anticipating conflict. They're anticipating you to be aggressive. Ironically, they recognize self-sabotage, and they're full of anxiety and how they need to come back correct, and they're afraid that you're not going to accept them. I have the Six of Swords, where they want to take you to calmer waters, and that means restoration of a relationship. And again, they're sitting on the fence in this first row, planning and creating first steps on how that's going to happen. They're in that sense of determination of reconciliation. They want to correct this. All right, I'm going to skip ahead over here. I want to talk about these beginnings and a detachment. These are all very opposite cards. So, and it's a theme throughout your whole reading. It's kind of crazy, Taurus. It's again the Hermit. It's the same cards they had here. Is this person stuck in kind of limbo, I guess. They're trying to make a decision. They know what they want to do. They just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to make it right. This is a Page of Swords. And it says, take your time to think before you act. So that's kind of the sense I get. And that's also a spine card. So they might be also looking at your social media accounts, making sure you're okay, what they're doing. 3, they are not yet, there's delays because they haven't made a decision. So the 2 is, right, 2 in the upright is they're trying to make a decision. 3 in the reverse, that's where they're at. They haven't made a decision yet, so they haven't made movement, which is 3. So they haven't done anything different. Tell me about, again, it was a hangman. They're stuck in that limbo state. Tell me about this tower, because I am definitely nosy and I want to know what about this tower. Thank you. They're going to come in. They're going to love bomb you. True story. The star came out in the upright. They see you as wish fulfillment. They see you as somebody they should have never walked away from. They see you as the answer to all of their problems, their wish fulfillment. Taurus, this is like the star is the star. Like, you can't get any higher. The Empress and the star together is pretty much, yeah, they are concerned you had deaded this. That's their fear. You put a big fat sword in the back and that's it. They want to have this conversation. They're taking their sweet ass time though. This is in the upright is rushing in. This is sitting on the bench making a decision, and they want to tell you how much they love you. They want to be romantic, and they want to have a gesture, flowers, gifts, dinner, that sort of thing. And they're trying to find balance right now. They haven't found balance. So this is not coming in just yet. This person's sitting in the hangman state. They've been here a couple of weeks, I feel. And they are slow. I can make so many comments right now, but I'm not going to. I have the 9 of Cups in the reverse, and I have the King of Pentacles. So he's trying to find his feet, but he's super scared. He has a lot of options for sure. He knows he does. He's letting that go. He's going to come in and have a conversation, a passionate one about a long-term relationship, and he's going to offer you this wonderful Ace of Cups, a new beginning if you'll accept him, her, him, whatever. I do have the 9 of Cups in reverse, so they do not think they're going to be successful. They're anticipating this tower. In fact, I don't even think that you're going to unblock them or answer the door when they ring it. That's this person's fear. I can feel it. It's like cold sweat. Ugh. I mean, I'm just telling you. That's the feeling I get. Is this person is shaking in their boots. And rightfully so. I feel like they walked away from a good thing, and you're solid. I feel like you're solid. I feel like, that's on you. I feel like you have kind of healed over this, Taurus. You have healed over this, and you're at least on your way. You've identified it, and you're like, I don't know if I really want to invest in this again. That's crazy. It is a retrograde. It's got to be, because there's so many signs that are so similar, like so similar. But the cards are different. Every card is different so far during these reads, but the message seems to be very similar as well. It's got to be retrograde. Tell me more. Anything else? Okay, we got your number for the week is 19. So when you see this number, Spirit's trying to talk to you. Your tribe is trying to get your awakening. Independence and self-sufficiency are necessities to you. Very true. You are extremely capable in life and in work, and aren't afraid to take big risks to achieve the life you desire. I am a pioneer. So I think I just said that. It's like taking a brief moment and evaluating, is this what I want? That's kind of what you're doing, is you're evaluating, do I want this person back? Am I willing to take them back? And you have got to see the necessary changes before you ever even consider taking this person back, Taurus. I think the old you would have done the cycle again without thought. You would have just jumped in, eyes blind. And I don't think that's you. From the cards that I saw tonight when I was looking at the spread, it was very clear you wanted to see change. You don't want to do this cycle again. It was very painful. And you love this person deeply, for sure. I just don't think you're willing to sacrifice your own peace and your own security for a relationship that may or may not end up in the same way you left it. So I'm going to do a pulse on y'all on Wednesday. Make sure you're doing okay. Just do a check-in. Say, hi, how you doing? And I am going to also provide you a what to expect on the weekend on Friday. If you wouldn't mind, would you mind hitting the subscribe button on the way out and leaving a positive comment for all to see across the world? I love the comments, and I'm trying to hit Italy. That's this week's goal. I think I already had Milan show up. That was kind of nice. And Florence did too. So that's my 2 cents for what I'm trying to do here. And if you feel like this is your tribe, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, give a thumbs up. Until next time, Taurus, love and light. Take care.